talking about? We're talking about spiders, and we're talking about pervitin', and we're talking about Bigfoot. I'm here to tell you where he's been. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. Here we go now. I'm talking about Mr. Gulley, and you don't know where he's been. Oh no, he's been right in your alley. Well, I'm Mr. Gulley, yes I am. So what we talking about? We're talking about spiders, and we're talking about pervitin', and we're talking about Bigfoot. I'm here to tell you where he's been. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. One, two, three, four. They call me Mr. Gulley. I've got something for your ear. Now it might sound kind of funny, but I'll make it very clear. So what we talking about? We're talking about spiders, and we're talking about pervitin', and we're talking about Bigfoot. I'm here to tell you where he's been. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. Here we go now. I'm talking about Mr. Gulley, and you don't know where he's been. Oh no, he's been right in your alley. Well, I'm Mr. Gulley, yes I am. So what we talking about? We're talking about spiders, and we're talking about pervitin', and we're talking about Bigfoot. I'm here to tell you where he's been. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way.
Hey everybody, what's going on? What's hot? What's hip? What's happening? What is shaking? Tonight, let me tell you about the Ludovico Technique. We got so much to cover here tonight. Tons and tons to cover. A lot of show stuff. But the most important thing right now is please like, share, subscribe, retweet, notification bell. It only takes a click It don't cost nothing. You know, you can help us out here, get the algorithm happy, the algorithm, the almighty, all-powerful, all-knowing algorithm. And then also we have super chats and memberships, and we have a merch store, and let's get the begging bar up for that. There we go, the begging bar. Get that baby going. And PayPal, where you give the most, I get the most. And you can go YouTube, don't get nothing. YouTube don't get nothing. And that's the way we like it. You know, let's just go through some of your comments real quick before we get going here, because I got a lot to cover. Excuse me. Lots to cover. Stribs yesterday became a new member, but for some reason, StreamYard still had it trapped in the comments, so he gets a double shot, and he gets to put his vaguely obscene avatar in my stream again. Oh, by the way, the link is up at the top, pinned to the top of this baby. Let's see. Gilman's here. Gilman says, "Hey, Tom, you stumped me. Don't know what Ludovico is, but love Clockwork," which I had a Moloko milk bar here in Kentucky. Well, maybe they'll make one. I'll explain all that in a little while. Sky is here, technologically advanced. Sky is with us. Coach Mike Rodick, haven't seen him around for a while. I guess maybe yesterday. I can't remember. Made for the intro. Winner. Hello, chat. Oh, hey, Tom. Hey, Coach. Terry Nee is with us. Always a pleasure. Ludovico Technique, Tom's favorite band. It is a band. It's also a company, but we're not talking about those today. Let's see. Someone wants to know Lions in the Super Bowl. They look great on offense and defense. And I'm going Colts Lions. It could happen. It absolutely could happen. Terry says my favorite band is the Ludovico Technique. No, my favorite band is the Del Vikings. But really, it's not. It's Elvis Costello and the Attractions. Nobody's here supporting the LA Dodgers. I would support that just to keep the World Series here in the United States. We stole the Stanley Cup away from the Canadians in 1993. We've never given it back, and I don't think we should. Chef is in the house. Well, actually, the kitchen. I'm going to listen, but I don't want to burn anything. Chef, a very good friend of mine that I went to college with, I believe it was 2 nights ago, was at a special event where you work at the Skyline Club. It was one of those they put you in jail things. And I was going to tell her I know the chef at the Skyline Club, but I didn't know if you were a chef or the chef, and so I didn't press it. But yeah, there was a big hoity-toity event there, and if you ever get to Indianapolis, you got to go to the Skyline Club if you can get in. It's fake, all lies. Terry Nee loves the movie Nobody. The movie Nobody just rocks, and it's for guys like me and Terry that are older. Really, it is what it's for. Say, we've got some show business to attend to. Now, look, as you can see, I don't have an exciting background for you. What I discovered is that in keeping with StreamYard's constant mission to screw up this show. Oh, by the way, Arsenal today in the Champions League, 4, Atletico Madrid, 0. You're welcome. In StreamYard's constant effort, their ongoing campaign to screw up this show, when I put a background image back there, it makes my camera go to 0. And it doesn't really make it go to 0, but there's one person, and I'm not going to mention any names, but there's one person, only one person in the universe, actually, that complains about it. Now, point of fact, this is a person who complains about just about everything. So it's difficult to put that into, perspective. But with that in mind, I says to myself, hey, we just won't have that anymore. Now, long time viewers of the show remember when I didn't put any background images back there and I had actual physical things on the wall behind me, right? So I know what some of you who may be watching in Discord rather than here in my chat room, and you're not doing me any favors when you do that, but it's better than nothing. I know what you people want to see. You want to see the old stuff that I used to have on the wall behind me. You want to see this, is what you want to see. Yeah, you want to see that on the wall behind me. You know, that's what you want to see. And you also want to see, oh, you want to see this bad. You want to see this bad. You want to see the can't fix stupid sign bad. And here, I'll even make you happy and put it above my head so you can all get your jollies with that. You want to see this guy here is what you want to see. You want to see a Tom Gulley Show clock behind you, which, by the way, are available in our merchandise store. You can get one of those. Battery's not in it right now. It's empty of a battery. But that's what you want to see. That right there. Look at that. Boy, wouldn't that look great on your wall? Sure it would. And you also want to see, oh boy, one of my prized possessions. You want to see my autographed picture of Julie Newmar. And there you go. Tom Gulley, you're so smart, Julie Newmar. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's just look at that again. It's Julie Newmar with the Tom Gulley. You're so smart. There we go. Tom, you're so smart, Julie Newmar. That's what you want to see. I got to tell you, none of that stuff is going on in the wall. I am not putting things on a wall again, I don't think. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to do that. I don't think that's going to happen. But I put that up there because I know there's a certain number of people, oh, that's what they want to see bad. They desperately want to see the old back set thing. Yeah, there you go. Let's see here. Oh, let me see here. Nobody does rock. It does. By the way, Hudson World Order. Jake Hudson, isn't it Husden? On his thing, he didn't type it in right, and he's never corrected it. I rock. Yes, nobody. You do rock. You do. Gilman said, I'm leaving. I was specifically here for the backgrounds. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. So very, very sorry. Let's see here. Catwoman. Oh, yeah. Terry Nee does remember when this show was a silent movie. We had cutaways with the dialogue. It was great. Can't fix stupid. You really can't, Gil. Major Dodger fan, Lynette Miller. Yes, Lynette Miller is a huge Dodger fan. Julie Newmar, yes. Chef says, I actually want a clock. Well, all you have to do, it's in the description. Go to our Cafe Press store where you'll find a wide variety of top quality name brand items. Sure to add a charm and glow to any room, a focal point of praise and pleasure. Had oatmeal in my Tom Gulley mug. I was full. It's so big. It's a giant, throbbing 20-ounce mug. Just waiting for whatever semi-liquid you would like to put into it. And I guess Terry Nee going without the yogurt in the oatmeal today. Like, share, subscribe, retweet, all that stuff. I can now die happy. Tom Gulley said, I rock. Nobody, you do. You rock. By the way, I just like to point out two things. Number one, this topic was suggested by our good friend and Dark Lord of the Internet, Jesse X, formerly known as Jesse PS. And the second thing I would like to point out is Jesse X has been, well, he's just on a generational run like no other. I think that's evident to even the most casual of observers. And I thought I would point that out. Terry Nee was out of yogurt. How can you be out of yogurt? You have a wife. Isn't that what she does? Is she goes and she gets, he's got the Tom Gulley Show clock in his avatar. Yeah, generational run. It is. It's a generational run, really. We'll know in 10 years or so whether it's multi-generational, but any old way. Why don't I tell you right now, while StreamYard makes me tiny instead of the perspective I just had it in 2 seconds ago? Yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. Oh, gosh, how convenient. If y'all remember the movie, I'm going to tell you about the Ludovico technique now, by the way. If y'all remember, oh, by the way, I noticed a lot of the old chat members are gone. Yes, many of them don't even know we're doing a show again. And then a lot of them watch on Discord together, which is so... Anyway, Malcolm McDowell, yes. If you've seen the movie A Clockwork Orange, see, the Ludovico technique technically... it's not a real thing. It's a real thing, but it's not a real thing. Okay. So if you remember the movie, Alex, our protagonist here, he gets into a lot of the ultra violence. Yes, your name was mentioned. And he gets sent to prison. And while he's in prison, he is selected to be a test subject in an experimental behavior modification treatment, an aversion therapy treatment. And I'm going to tell you about a bunch of other aversion therapies here in a second, called the Ludovico technique. And if he does this, the rest of his sentence is commuted. It's gone. He gets out of prison. And he's in prison for doing a very bad thing that I can't say here for fear of being... Terry Nee is the housewife. Nobody, yes, I could put that up there, but I'm not going to. Anyway, so what happens is Alex, our buddy there, he is injected with nausea-inducing drugs while he watches graphically violent films, physical violence, violence upon women, and this combination conditions him to get unwell, to unswallow, to do the Technicolor yawn, to feed the fish, to shoot the cat, to Ralph and Earl, to kneel at the porcelain god, basically to throw up, to vomit. At the mere thought of graphic violence, okay? And later on in the movie, they demonstrate this, right? They demonstrate this among a group of, I assume, psychologists or whatever, prison wardens, who knows what. And they slap him and do a bunch of things to him that before this treatment, he would have just beaten the tar out of the guy. And they also have a scantily clad lady in front of him to get the sexual component involved. And he collapses to the floor and becomes unwell. Don't you know? That's what he does. That process in the novel, I don't know that they mention it in the movie, I didn't investigate that far, is called the Ludovico technique. And it is a form of what's known as aversion therapy, okay? Which is a real thing. Now, that is a real thing, aversion therapy. You probably in your life have been the subject of some form of aversion therapy. If you screw around in gym class, your coach makes you run 10 laps. That actually is a form of aversion therapy. It's a psychological process where you're exposed to some stimulus that, creates discomfort. And that conditioning causes the person who's the subject of it to associate something unpleasant to curtail the unwanted behavior, okay? So that's aversion therapy. I will go into a few of these in a second. Let's see here. Right. Ultraviolence. Yes, a bit of the old ultraviolence. It's an odd movie, off-putting. I think it's a brilliant movie. Nobody says one of his favorite movies. Have a Conversation with Ralph and Earl. Yeah. Nobody. I'll need to give it another chance. Nobody is a fabulous movie. Soccer is aversion therapy. Well, Terry Nee, I'll tell you this. Today, it was aversion therapy to Atletico Madrid, Arsenal Cuatro, Atletico Madrid Cero. Anyway, first time I ever heard Singing in the Rain was from Clockwork Orange. Made an impression. The military uses this for different things. Oh, don't they though? So aversion therapy can happen in many, many, many ways. By the way, we do have the link open and all that good stuff. You can put things that taste bad on fingernails to discourage biting your nails. You can use like what's called an emetic, which is just a substance that makes you hurl, right? In alcohol to get people to quit drinking. And you can pair behaviors with electric shocks. So if there's a certain word you didn't want people to use, or say somebody has a bad habit of giving a lot of verbal pauses, that's known as a verbal pause. You shock them every time. Pretty soon they're going to stop. You know what I mean? Now, when you do this and the person doesn't consent to it, it's considered inhumane. Yeah. They don't, it's actually considered torture by the United Nations. Yeah. So, there you go. Not nobody, Clockwork. Clockwork is, I can see where people would think it's off-putting, but I think it's brilliant. Julian Zeezer, the always intrepid Julian Zeezer says, when trolling starts to become too much fun, super tip aversion therapy snaps me back to reality. It is a psychological therapy. Tom is a literal man. I like it. Well, I have been called pedantic by many, many people, and I guess I am. You can use smells, yes. Is the worst in conversation. I have a bad habit of going, I don't like it when I do that. Shock the monkey. Oh my gosh, shock the monkey. Yes, Peter Gabriel. But what if they like it? Well, you know, it's playing right into their hands, I guess. Yeah. A lot of people use this for alcohol dependence. They use a drug called disulfiram, which is makes you extremely sensitive to alcohol. When they drink even a small amount of alcohol, disulfiram causes very unpleasant reactions, and it's a deterrent to drinking. There's other ones that are worse than that induce paralysis and respiratory arrest following it's an aversion therapy, okay? That treatment also, the people that take the disulfiram, they report a sense of fear and anxiety, and they feel like they're going to die. So that is a very, severe one. Cocaine dependency, they use an emetic for that as well to induce vomiting. They also use administered shock aversion therapy for cocaine dependency, and that's a thing. Now, cigarette addiction. They actually will, if you're addicted to cigarettes, they will make you smoke so much cigarettes so fast that it is gross, disgusting, and overwhelming to make you never want to do it again, right? It's called rapid smoking, and it apparently causes temporary reductions in this, but many studies have said, well, after a while that wears off and they get right back into smoking cigarettes. Now, there's another movie thing. It's actually part of an anthology film called, I believe, Cat's Paw. And it's taken, all of these stories are from Stephen King, and one of them is called Cigarettes Incorporated. And it's a fabulous Stephen King story. It's a guaranteed to stop you from smoking plan. And it's run by the mob. Apparently a mobster, for whatever reason, decided he wanted to help people out by, helping them to stop smoking. So James Woods is this guy that signs up for it, right? And he thinks nobody can see him. He's on a bridge in bumper to bumper traffic, and he goes ahead. He manages to find a cigarette and he smokes it. Well, they start off with, first of all, he can't believe they were monitoring like that, but they're the mob. They see everything. So they have his wife on this electric floor, and they electrocute the floor, and she's jumping around, and it's shocking her and everything else. They don't do anything to him, right? And they tell him that the very next time he does it, they're going to cut off her pinky finger. Yipe. And so other stuff happens, but the very end of this little part of the analogy, the guy who recommended it to him invites James Woods and his wife out on a double date with his wife. And she picks up the other guy's wife picks up her glass toward the end of the meal, and you see she's missing her pinky finger. That, ladies and gentlemen, is aversion therapy to cause smoking cessation. It's a really, really great, and by the way, that movie has some great anthology little films in it. It's really good. Tom inundated me with a plethora of pedantic verbiage. It's true. I wonder if the senior lecturer knows anything about this. I will ask her. Gotta love when they play with your brain. Well, Terry Nee says, I use immersion therapy. Nobody uses MK Ultra. James Woods is brilliant. He's good in a lot of stuff. Did you guys ever see Videodrome? We want to talk about an off-putting movie. David Cronenberg, Videodrome. Go see that one. I think Blondie's in it. Deborah Harry. Anyway, compulsive habits, nail biting, pulling of your own hair, picking of your own skin, and also sexual addiction. They will use aversion therapy for all those things. In the last one, they use the implementation of shame. They just make you feel bad when you think about it, There is a number of examples from history that I will go on over with in a second. Oh, it's cat's eye, not cat's paw. Cat's eye, that's what it is. Sorry, I've got to go, and yes, I did burn something. I am so sorry, Chef. Everybody say goodnight, Gracie. Goodnight, Gracie, and hello to all those people dining at the luxurious Skyline Club at, I believe, One American Center or Plaza or something in Indianapolis, Indiana. I have dined there many times. It's a wonderful, wonderful place. Yes, Chef. Yes, Chef. Pliny the Elder attempted to heal alcoholism in the first century in Rome by putting putrid, sort of decaying spiders in alcohol abusers' drinking glasses. Yeah. In the 60s and 70s, aversion therapy was used on a small group of sexually non-traditional people in England. Electric shocks and injections to induce vomiting were used to prevent people from looking at other people that they desired. Does that make sense? Sure it does. Sound like a good time to you? Well, you know, let's just change the picture just for the heck of it. You know, in popular culture, Tom Sharp's 1973 novel Indecent Exposure features a psychiatrist who subjects South African police officers to aversion therapy to keep them from fraternizing from a certain segment of the population. And that backfires because it turns them all LGBTQ, whatever. Yeah. In the King of the Hill episode, I'm about to bust, Bobby. Keeping up with the Joneses, one of the characters is forced to smoke an entire carton of cigarettes to discourage them from smoking, only for this tactic to backfire and worsen the, whole thing. It does. It does. Is cryotherapy for real or a fad? I don't know. That might be the word, Terry. It's a bit chilling. Lukewarm results. 500 cigarettes. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a fad. Oh, boy. The Judge Rotenberg Center is a school in Canton, Massachusetts that uses the methods to perform behavior modification in children with developmental disabilities. And it was banned in 2020. But they used a device called the Graduated Electronic Decelerator to deliver electric skin shocks as aversive. 6 students died of preventable incidents at the school. They had to shut it down because the results were shocking. They were shocking. I stayed an extra 10 seconds. I lost my pinky finger. Dance, mailman. Dance. Let's see here. There's a lot of controversy around this. They actually, in 1981, did a study where, this is a little silly to me, they used electric shock aversion therapy to reduce self-injurious behavior. You know, people that hit themselves and stuff when they get mad, which seems a little counterintuitive. We don't want you to hurt yourself, so we're going to shock you. Doesn't really seem, you know what I mean? So, yeah. The chemical forms of aversion therapy are like 69% effective if you put it in people's booze or their drugs or whatever, or you make them take a drug that makes them react severely to alcohol or drugs. There's a 69% abstinence rate after 12 months. So they stop the therapy. 12 months later, 70% almost people are still getting sick and not liking it and all that good stuff. Hey, please like, share, subscribe, retweet, notification bell, all of the free stuff, totally free stuff that you can do to help the show. It would be nice. It only takes a click. That's it. And then super chats, memberships, blah, blah. The stuff you're not going to do anyway, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. The merch store. Hold on here. I got so much crap on here. That guy right there. That guy right there. Look at that. Just can you imagine that in your pantry? All right. Julie Newmar thinks I'm smart. And then there's this. I don't think it's going back up. And then this guy here. I'll even make some. I will make some people Some people very, very happy. Go ahead, clip it. Clip it. Go ahead. I know you want to. Clip it. Clip it. I love how they give you drugs to get you off drugs. The ones they give you are worse. That's what they do. I could go into a lot of the detailed studies and the ethical concerns about all of this, but it would just bore you more than you're already currently bored. Julie Newmar, masterful at sarcasm. Well, now that I'm looking at this, hold on. I got so much crap here now to deal with. I got a lot of stuff to deal with. She does kind of, hold on, let me get rid of that real fast. Daggone it. She does kind of, well, let's see if we can, she does kind of, you're so smart. I had posted a bunch of very witty and wonderful things on her Facebook page, on her posts, and so there we go. Says here, what happened to the guy that gave you those signs years ago? I don't know. I think maybe they went around and did a bunch of trash talking on some other shows, and I just haven't seen him since then. Just haven't seen him. I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, you don't even remember the person's name, and nobody's asked, so. Does anyone remember the lollipop scene in the record store from Clockwork? Hey-oh. Yeah, that and the sped up ultra-violence. Yes, in answer to your question, I remember that. I actually remember that. It's very memorable. So anyway, that's all I have to tell you about the Ludovico Technique, which was a requested topic on the part of the Dark Lord of the Internet and Generational Run. And that's it. That's all I got. In addition, tomorrow's show, we will be covering Pop Rocks, the somewhat scary childhood confection treat Pop Rocks. And then Thursday is Jim Varney. We got Jim Varney next this Thursday, 2 days from now. Jim Varney. We do have the link pinned to the, top of the chat if anybody would like to be a special guest star. That's available to you. You don't have to use your camera. You can just use an avatar or a letter or whatever they put up there. And you can be on the show. And that will help me from talking about almost nothing for the next 25 and a half minutes. And that would be a great help, some might say. Others may not say that. I don't know. It's difficult to say. I haven't decided. I can't think of what I would put on the wall back there. I really can't. I mean, it's not a bad wall. It's, it's I'd give it an 8, 7 maybe. But Arsenal 4, Atletico Madrid, nothing. Anyway, if you have any questions or comments or concerns or other things, then, yeah. Yep, somebody requested this topic. And I knew there wouldn't really be enough information to last for an entire hour. By the way, Wendy's still with the meal of misfortune promotion and still the spoon of gloom. Haven't even unwrapped. This is going to be worth a lot of money someday. This is going to be a collector's item. So, yeah. I used to have a whole desk full of things, but this desk that I have now is like a wraparound one. It doesn't have any drawers in it. The old one had, drawers all over the place. So really the only thing on this is this, which is my pen and pencil holder that my mother gave me for Christmas back in 1985, I think, maybe 4. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's what we got there for you. And now we have just a pristine camera experience for the one person bleating and moaning and just, But I could do aversion therapy right now. I could take this pen and every time that I said Don Giller, I could just jab myself in the arm with it. And pretty soon I would stop saying that. But I kind of like saying it because he's not bad for a guy that looks like an old lady. It's not bad at all. Not bad at all. So, anything else? There is a band, as Terry Nee mentioned, called the Ludovico Technique. And there's also a company. I don't know what that company does, but by golly, I'm about to find out. I'm about to find out. In a jiffy. Toot sweet. It was an art and entertainment company founded by Robert Meyer Burnett. Comic books. The DVD of The Usual Suspects in the UK. Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. X-Men 2. They created a 3-hour documentary called Requiem for Krypton for the Superman Returns Special Edition DVD. Yep. Don't think they're around anymore. They did some comic books. They were one of the winners of the Cannes Film Festival Collection DVD 2002 for The Usual Suspects. And no longer in business. Sorry. There's the band, and it is currently going on, an American industrial gothic metal band from New York City, New York, EU, formed in 2011. Yep. Their track I Was charted number 20 in the Deutsche Alternative charts in September of 2021. Becoming Numb reached number 1 in the iTunes metal charts in South Africa and 18th in the iTunes electronic charts. So, what a band. Man, oh man, what a band. They have released 4 studio albums. The last of which, Haunted People, was released in August of 2022. Their members don't really give last names. Ben V, Evan B, Ben T, well, and one person does, Kim LaRue. So there you go. Okay. Who orders a steak well done? The couple to my left last night eating out. For some reason it annoyed. Yeah, who does that? Gordon Ramsay has a fabulous rant about well done steak. Oh, it's amazing. It's really good. The Milk Bar, yes. The Milk Bar, very. I think there's actually some. Let me see here. I think there was the Korova Milk Bar. But there's real world entities, the student-run cafe at Southwestern University. I think I've seen more than one Korova Milk Bar in my days. It says here there's one in New York, but it's shows on Yelp as being closed. Closed. The one at Southwestern University is also closed. But I recall seeing more than one of those, for pity's sake. Anyway, that's really all I have, and so I might just go ahead and shut her down early today. Let you guys go and live your lives. I can eat. I'm starving. Arsenal 4, Atletico Madrid 0, which always makes me hungry. But yeah, that's the Ludovico technique. That was recommended by somebody. Nobody says, go Arsenal. Excellent. Julian Zezer says, my cousin eats her steaks well done, afraid of blood. I inform her that it's not blood, it's actually myoglobin, but my pedantry doesn't change her mind. Well, you could perform some aversion therapy with her. When she doesn't eat it every 10 seconds, give her a shock. Eventually, she'll eat it, realize how delicious it is. The Durango 95 purrs through the night. Oh, yeah. Really horror show. Groovy. Yeah. The Anthony Burgess novel in paperback form. I believe it's the paperback editions that contains like a dictionary of all the words. And some of the words were Russian conversions and stuff in A Clockwork Orange. But I don't believe it was in the original release. Incidentally, in the American release of A Clockwork Orange, the novel, it differs from the one released in the UK. In the UK, the final part of the book, it goes through the fact that Alex has kind of reformed and he has grown tired of the ultraviolence and he doesn't like it and he realizes it's bad for society and he takes a regular steady job, meets a girl, gets married, has children, and starts thinking that maybe the world is going to be, violent for his kids. He doesn't like that. In the American release, they don't do that. They end in the darker note of I was cured all right. White is here, H2BH says, can you say goo goo gaga in radio voice? I need it for a soundbite. Okay, hold on. Do you want go go gaga or goo goo gaga? Please clarify that. Gilman says, Indiana football, hard to believe, but they are contenders. The number 2 ranked team in the nation. Some have them at number 1. Undefeated. Let me see here. H2BH. No, like a baby, but radio voice. Goo Goo Gaga. Hope that did it for you, because I'm probably not likely to do a bunch more of those. It is doubtful that I will do any more of those. And you're welcome. Yep, that was it. Thanks to anything I can do to amuse you by ridiculing myself, I'm more than happy to do. Usually. It's not 100%. I guess that's our last request. All right, kids. Did you see how much they're paying that football coach in Indiana? Oh, boy, did they give him a contract extension. No, there was no ridicule. You're a good sport, Tom. Well, there's no ridicule now. Trust me, there's always a way. There's always a way. Anyway, I think I've covered about as much as I can, and I'm just vamping here. I've had the link up. You would have thought that, because there's some people that just search for links to get on the show of a variety of shows across YouTube. You would have thought just accidentally someone would have come in by now. Not even accidentally. Judy Tester. I love all people, Judy. Just everybody. Except the bad people. Thanks for asking. Thanks for asking. Let me ask you a question. Anyway, I think I'm going to have to put a cork in this, or a fork in it, the pub. How you doing tonight? Man, we don't really ask that here. How you doing? How's it going? I'm kind of doing a show. Should be obvious. Put a fork in it? Yeah, I agree. Nobody. I agree. I think it's time. Anyway, with all of that being said, please like, share, subscribe, retweet, notification bell. Please. Doesn't cost you anything. Also, we didn't make the goal tonight, which of course, as usual, is any amount of money. We did not make that goal. Sorry I asked. No, it's okay. Don't be sorry. Judy Tester says, is the producer going to be on tonight? I am the producer. What a question. If we had a producer that was anybody else but me, they would always be here, wouldn't they? Look, there's a guy we let think is, a producer, but he's not. Chef says, any suggestions for a suit for tomorrow? I don't know what you're doing tomorrow, so I don't know. A nice suit. I always like a tweed salt and pepper. Hey, we have achieved the goal tonight. $2 from nobody. Thank you, nobody. That's very much appreciated. Shattering our goal. CIA says, what's with that awful top? Well, CIA, I guess it's Arsenal 4, Atletico Madrid 0 is what's up with that top. The yellows. We wear the yellows when the other team is your goal. We did. We shattered that goal thanks to you, nobody. And I can factually say nobody gave us money tonight. I just thought I'd wear this one. It pops off of the background. It pops. Arsenal 4, Atletico Madrid 0. CIA. What do you think of that? Bet that's no fun for you. Go ahead and make it. I'm trusting the process a little. Not very much. Julian Zeter says, Tom, your eye looks like it's been pried open, clockwork style. Well, I'm going through a thing here with some dermabrasion on this. Okay, it's a long story, but I got smacked in the orbital with a board. It's a long, embarrassing story. And now I have this thing that I have to have chemically sort of, so it does probably look that way. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Well, I mean, it's right there. It's right there. It's just a little every day for months it's supposed to take. It was that or a surgical solution. I said, I don't know, cutting on me. I don't want to be cut on. I don't like being cut on. No. That's what you get for the better camera thing, you know. I am trusting the process, but I still remember 2022 and that collapse. I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm not that optimistic. Talk to me in May, all right? Talk to me in May. I love how it's like, 8 games into the season and all these people, well, Arsenal, it's like, no, it's all just, I'd be much more comfortable talking about the MLS Cup playoffs because that's the final, 20 teams make it out of the 34. How many teams are 32? Whatever, how many teams they got? Way more than half of them make the playoffs. That's ridiculous. I would watch out for LAFC. Now that they have Son. Danny Buenga's been just... Whew. Hugo Lloris in goal? Huh? What about that? Anyways. With all that being said, like, share, subscribe, retweet, notification bell, please. It helps us with the algorithm, the almighty, all-powerful, all-knowing algorithm. Arteta won't ruin Pep's last season, so don't be so disrespectful. Well, who knows? Tom, any comments on Ethan Ralph stealing Mersha's girlfriend? That's Mersh. There's my comment. That's Mersh. What else can you say? I mean, there are some, I don't know that I'm one of them, but there are some that would look at Ethan Ralph and say, that guy's no prize. But if you stand him up, you could say the same thing about me. But if you stand him, either one of us, up next to Mersh, suddenly we're Brad Pitt. There's my comment on that. There's my comment on that. Oh, I have another comment on that, and it's this. There you go. I just tickle them. It's funny. Like, share, subscribe. Please like, share, and subscribe, please. Tell your friends. Come on. You got good friends. They're smart. They have free time or trouble sleeping. Tell them about our show. And by the way, this thing will put you out like a light if you're having trouble. This or Victory at Sea, the only two known. You know what I mean? There we go. All right, with all that being said, personally, I think the only thing left to say, oh wait, here's another comment. Why do you think City let Arteta go to Arsenal? It was all to make Arsenal trophyless. Well, that would be true, CIA, if Arteta in his first season hadn't won the FA Cup. Snap! Do you still have Specky? I might somewhere. I might. I don't think I do, but I might. I'm not sure. Put it that way. I'm not sure. Specky the Speculum? Our good friend Specky. Hey, Tom. Yeah, that. No, I can't remember. I could look around. If I do, it's in a box. Buried in the bottom of a box somewhere. Specky the Speculum. That first FA Cup was all part of the win, was all part of the process. Yeah, we beat Chelsea 2-1. Christian Pulisic, or Pulisic, depending on who you talk to, American, scored the first goal of the match for Chelsea. Ja Crispy Vivo says, Tom the Gapper. I don't know what that means. No idea what that means. Absolutely no idea what that means. But nice to see you, Ja Crispy Vivo. I guess that's the Vivo channel for Ja Crispy. I can only assume that's what that is. So anyway, hey, with all that being said, I think that the only thing really left to say is, till next time, we'll see you next time.
We're talking about spiders, and we're talking about pervitin, and we're talking about Bigfoot. I'm here to tell you where he's been. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. Here we go now. I'm talking about Mr. Gulley, and you don't know where he's been. Oh no, he's been right in your alley. Well, I'm Mr. Gully, yes I am. So what we're talking